All right, here we go. Welcome. This is pretty much my first attempt at gathering my own meat. I have a little setup right now and just wanted to show that to you to basically let you know the basics of what you need to get started if you're planning on killing a couple birds. First, you need birds. Um, I bought a bunch of I'd say 30 meat birds from Tractor Supply. They were on sale $1 each. One of the first things you need back here is a cone. Um, you don't need a rooster, but at any rate, that cone, you're gonna put the chicken in, holding them by the feet so their head goes down in the top of the cone. As long as you're holding their feet, their head will fall down pretty well. And then you're gonna use a really sharp knife. You just want to kind of pull the head to the side a little bit and put the knife against the skin, not against feathers, and then just a quick cut and they'll start to bleed out. From what I've heard, it makes better meat if they've been bled out as opposed to if you just chop the head off, because either way, they don't feel it because it's very quick. They just get drowsy and go to sleep, but there will be twitching, chicken with their head cut off comments and all that. At any rate, you're also going to need, as soon as you're done cutting the head off, letting it bleed out, you're going to need to put it in some hot water. Last night it was a little cold and I tried doing this on my own back at the house. I would heat up a pot of water, I'd put the cover on it and wait, and between birds it was getting too cold, and especially when one time I left the lid off. So now I've kind of jerry-rigged this thing up for now. It's just obviously it's just a grill, but down there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a brick which fit really nicely between the two burners, giving it just a tiny bit of lift off the flame, and so now I'm going to be able to boil the water and keep it hot. I also have a nice stream right here. Good flow right now. We've had some recent rain, so you want to keep a good supply of water one way or another. I have a friend who has basically a table and a sink and all this stuff, and so bottom line is I was trying to just get to the point where what the minimums would be to get started. So again, a cone, a knife, hot water, and then this isn't 100% necessary, but cold water also. I thought it's over by the stream still. But anyway, a bucket of cold water will be good to keep your skin from tearing. I did have that happen a couple times to me last night. The warmer the water is, the easier the feathers come out, but then because you're loosening up the skin, and then also unfortunately the skin can tear, which doesn't leave you with as nice a looking meat bird when you're done. So what else? I have seen, so I guess one thing I should mention is that I have a real sharp knife here. I got this in a kit that came with the cone. Moroccan, whatever, but they say it's got a real high carbon content, which can make it prone to rusting, so you might need like a real light, like gun oil, just to keep it from rusting, keep it lubricated. Hot water, cold water. The next thing you'll need, which isn't 100% necessary here, is a plucker. There it is. This setup I have, I just nailed some old wood, scrap wood, to create a little bit of a frame for the drill. I have a zip tie on here. It's just unplugged right now, that's why it's not spinning, but you pick your speed, tighten it, whatever. One problem I had is I didn't have enough weight on the other end, so every time it hit the bird, it would actually move, and I had to hold it down with one hand. Kind of a pain. So yeah, I'd recommend you really have that clamped down to a good board. Last, definitely watch some videos on how to do this. I found a couple good ones online. That's my mini rooster over there. And you're gonna need a table to cut everything. you know, once the head's off, just loosen up the gizzard just a little bit if you can with your fingers. Go inside the neck and try to loosen that up. And then you're going to want to pinch the fatty layer down near the butt. You want to be careful not to actually cut the first 5 birds. I actually went right in the butt, and I ended up with a mess, and it was smelly. So you want to cut, just make a pinch, cut in there, and then loosen it up with your fingers, and then just pull everything out, hopefully leaving everything in the intestines and everything. The other thing I did yesterday is I basically, this is my first time doing meat birds. So my 5th bird passed away yesterday, and out of 30, I figured it was time to start culling a couple of them. So I took 5 of them last night, even though I wasn't quite ready. And one of the things I didn't do is I didn't really starve them at all. So their gizzards were full, everything was full. So it was one extra step and wasted food and all that. So today they've not been fed for a few hours. They've been picking around grass and everything, but that hopefully won't be a problem at all. And that's pretty much it. You pull out all the intestines, you trim the feet off. I saw some good people used videos with actually just pruning shears. They're nice and sharp, and the front half of the leg is easy to get through. It's the back half with all the tendons that you're really gonna have to use a little bit of effort. You know, again, unless everything's really sharp, which shouldn't be as much of a problem. So my plan for today is to do 10 birds out of my remaining 20, and then clean out the coop and let the remaining birds get a little bit fatter. In my opinion, they could probably all get bigger, but I haven't done this before, and like I said, I've almost lost 20% of my birds to one thing or another so far, so I don't want to wait too long and lose any more. Light rain out today. Looks like my hot water's almost hot. I didn't bring a thermometer. It's supposed to be about 140, 150 degrees, but it's almost there. And that's it. I will update you after this goes. The other thing that I'm trying that I haven't tried before, I'm saving the livers and the hearts. At first I couldn't tell the heart from the stomach, believe it or not. Then the top of one of the stomachs was open, so I was able to see that there was still grain in there, and so now I know what the heart looks like. Another last thing that I'm going to try to do on these next 10 that I didn't do on my first 5, I want to make sure that I get the lungs out. Not sure if I did that exactly right the last 5. And also I'm going to wrap them a little different. I tried using Reynolds baking paper. It's like wax on one side and aluminum foil on the other. Didn't work very well, so my wife just recommended killing the rooster. No, she recommended using just plastic wrap, so we'll see how that goes. But the first 5 are already in the freezer, and I actually trust them before I wrapped them, so we'll see how it all goes. Thanks for watching, and wish me luck.